got a secret underneath. Yeah, she's his naughty little freak. She likes to put on a show. She likes when he takes control.
Green Bay rolled into Tennessee with momentum running the ball, but that didn't stop Matt LaFleur from taking a few shots early.
He fakes the toss, dumps it over the middle, got Reed. Willis winds up, rainbows, Watson,
yes!
leaping grab, down he goes! A sensational leaping grab!
To come out and throw a pass on the first play of the game, anticipating they'd be geared up for a run to get that big explosion play to Jay Reed, I thought really set us off.
Willis completed that opening drive with his legs and would continue to be the Packers' leading rusher.
And faking the handoff, Willis on a bootleg to the right side, makes the turn to the end zone. He's in for the touchdown!
Wayne, was that a great fake or what?
Yeah, he's getting the ball. He's reading the plays the right way. He's making some off-schedule plays with his legs that were very critical. I just cannot articulate the job that he's done in the short period of time. People can't fathom that, I promise you. You guys don't get it. I know you think you got it, but you don't get it. What he's been able to do is, I've never seen something like this.
High praise from the head coach. But what does Willis have to say about his return to Nashville?
I think all wins count the same. That doesn't really, too much more or less. It was cool to see some of my old guys, but I don't think it adds or, devalues.
He definitely come out with the right mindset. You can tell he's a winner, you know what I'm saying? You put him in a good position, he's going to execute and do the right thing. I don't feel like the moment ever be too big for him.
I'd say he's exceeded my expectations, not because of his skill or his talent, but just because he was thrown into a tough situation. So for him to come out and kind of just put all that aside and just go out there and play ball and be him, I think that's huge. So I'm super happy for him. He came out here and he did his thing.
Special shout out to the city of Nashville for welcoming us with open arms this past weekend. Packers Everywhere hosted its first pep rally of the season at Nashville Underground, a raucous environment to gear up fans for what would be a fun day on the gridiron. But for now, it's on to week 4 and a return to Lambeau Field for the Packers. They welcome their first division rival of the season in the Minnesota Vikings, who rock a 3-0 record, getting an offensive boost from former Packer Aaron Jones.
He's a problem. He is, and he looks really good. Certainly he's one of my favorite players that I've ever had the privilege to coach a guy like that in terms of how he goes about his business, and still got a lot of love for him. Just won't have a lot of love for him when we're playing against him.
Green Bay's rushing attack has thrived even without Jones, currently sitting at the top spot in the NFL. Josh Jacobs is the headline act, but it was Emmanuel Wilson who provided this past weekend's feel-good moment.
Second down, they fake the handoff, dumps it off. Wilson, left side.
A convoy in front. Wilson all the way in for his first NFL touchdown.
It meant a lot. Last year I didn't score at all. I reflected on it, and then this today really just went out there, execute the play. And the receiver set the blocks up, and I made everything happen for myself.
It was a great job. We hit a screen into a pressure, which is something we're always trying to dial up, and we just hit the call at the right time. But he continues to get better and better and better.
Wilson up the middle, pile driving outside the left hash marks.
He's got the skills, and we've said that from day one. We've noticed it. It's a matter of going out there and doing it, and I think his approach to practice is giving him more opportunities to the game.
You thought of just the start he's been off to, and just kind of what he's been able to do right out of the chute.
He's been doing a good job. He's been playing fast, and man, he's just been balling. He's been balling, being active. Just happy about how he been starting. He's been going crazy.
Kenny, thanks. How weird will it be to see Aaron Jones in purple this weekend as he comes back to land?
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. He's been our teammate for 7 years, and gonna see him across the field. So it's definitely gonna be a little different. But we excited to play him. We know he's gonna be amped up to play us and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna be amped up too. So I'm excited.
With Aaron in the locker room, what was it like, and just kind of what was the impact that you felt he had when he was here?
He's just a tremendous teammate. He cares about everybody. He wants everybody to be successful. His effort on the field, was tremendous. You know what I'm saying? you know, somebody can catch the ball 40 yards downfield, you know, he's going to be down there blocking for him. Just a hell of a teammate, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and not only that, he's a great player. So,
what makes him so good, and what do you guys have to do up front to kind of contain him on Sunday?
I would just say his contact balance, making sure, you know, we got to tackle him. Just making sure, you know, if he does get in the open field, we got to do a good job of rallying to the ball. They run a lot of screens to him and all that kind of stuff, and get him the ball in open space. And you know, just being gap sound, and because he got great vision, he can find creases. He's a smaller back. He got a small frame, but he run hard and he can find a lot of creases.
5 years. With the addition of Jones, just how have you seen that rush attack improve this season? Because it is almost a yard better per carry with this Minnesota team.
I mean, they just been doing a good job, you know, blocking it up, and I mean, they just making plays, honestly. You know, they do a good job at running their scheme and making plays. So, you know, it's our job to be disruptive and make plays on the ball.
5 years ago, their quarterback was kind of the punchline for seeing ghosts. What kind of marked improvements have you seen from Sam Darnold that stand out on tape?
He's doing a good. I mean, the coaches making it easy for him. You know, getting them. I mean, he's getting the ball out quick. I mean, and then when you got Aaron and Justin Jefferson, I mean, those are two security blankets right there. Like two hell of the players and guys that you got to account for at all times, and they open up everything for everybody else. So, you know, we got to just do a good job at just doing our job, honestly.
Really, coming off of last week's performance, there's obviously the limited designation with Jordan this week. How do you approach this week?
The same as, you know, last week, the same as the week before that, the same as the first week in Brazil. I mean, you just try to prepare as best you can and be ready to go if called upon.
Have you surprised yourself at all with anything you've done these last couple of weeks?
No, not really. I've just been keeping it going, taking it day by day. That's all you can do.
I know you said you reflect on everything you've done at the end of the season. There's too much to think about now, but just how much satisfaction do you take out of the way the last couple of weeks have gone? So then you've heard all the criticism when you were in Tennessee and in Tennessee. Just how satisfying have those couple of weeks been?
It's whatever, bro. I mean, it's 2 weeks. It's a long season. You know what I mean? We're 2-1 right now. We got a lot more games to play to see how this thing shakes out, and I feel like that's what we have to be focused on more than getting caught up in, you know, 2 games. You love that we won, but at the same time, we're on to the next week.
What are you the most proud of with how you've played and how the offense has been able to operate the last 2 games?
I'm most proud of my teammates. The O-line been doing a great job running and pass game, keeping me clean. I got 2 sacks. That was on me, not on them. They did a great job, and the defense just playing out of their mind. And, even special teams, it's just been great all over.
What is it when sitting next to Jair on a plane ride? What is that like on the ride back? You said you were sitting good as a Bayou.
That was cool. We chopped it up a little bit, you know, a little vet talk. I'm not a vet. Well, I guess I am a vet at this point, but bless you. It was cool. He definitely gave me some pointers and some things to, you know, think about.
When you look at the Vikings defense on tape, just what is it that's sticking? I mean, they're leading of sacks. What makes that pass rush so effective from what you've been able to see?
I think they've been doing a great job. They got really good players, and they had come from a great scheme. Flores and his defense, we played against them last year in the preseason. We had joint practice with them. Those guys are good guys.
Malik, Matt LaFleur said after the game that what you've done, he's never seen anything like that. How did you do it?
How did I do what?
What you've done the last couple of weeks, from considering all the obstacles that you had.
Practice. I mean, you just kind of practice, and then the game time comes, you just try to do what you did at practice. You know, you just take it day by day. I mean, you don't really control all the factors that, you know, people may pay attention to or that may affect, you know, your situation. But at the same time, you just continue to focus on what you're focused on. It doesn't really affect your outcome. It just affects the process, and that's taking it each day, doing what you can in each rep you get out there, trying to get the mental rep if you don't get that rep, and be prepared to go if called upon. It's that simple. You can't look at it any other way.
In what ways did the Packers set you up for success to be able to lead the team to 2 wins?
More than anything, just communication and, you know, letting me what they think through each play, and, all right, what do you see this for, or how do you see us executing this, and just communicating very clearly how they want me to go out there and play football.
How much of an asset How much has Jordan Love been an asset for you in these 2 games?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, just communicating with him each and every drive and just talking to him and, hey, what do you see? What did I see out there? And then just compare and contrast and giving me tips on things he may seen, and he's been with these plays way longer than I have. And just understanding that there's more than one way to look at this thing, and whatever you can take, it could be positive.
What would be your feelings of a 2-package Willis package?
I don't think too far into it. I just try to do what I can each and every day. That's it.
Well, Jordan said that one of the biggest things that you've done is not take negative plays. Is that something you were conscious of as you played the last couple of weeks?
I don't think that you're really conscious of it. I think your job as a quarterback is to go out and execute the play to the best of your ability, and sometimes that's just not making a bad play worse, or if it's not the right call, not taking a sack, throwing it away, or getting what you can with your legs. And I feel like I've been trying to, execute the play the way it's called, and that's it.
What kind of leader is Jordan when you two are working together?
I think he's more like, doing what he needs to do out there on the field and saying what he needs to say. It's not he's going to be rah-rah the whole entire day, but he's going to let you know, all right, we need to do this or we need to do this, and I think it's been pretty consistent.
For your rushing touchdown, that opening drive, just what was it like in that moment? I know you were, pretty just focused on the game, but still being back in Nashville, you led a great drive and score. Just what was it like to get in the end zone that time?
Man, it was cool. We took the lead. We tried to keep that the whole game, and that's how you win games. And I think that was pretty cool.
I saw you pointing to the sky after that touchdown. Was that a prayer?
No, I mean, I try to just give the glory to God. That's what I'm out here for. He gave me the opportunity, the ability, the platform, and I just got to use it to glorify Him and do the best I can to have fun with this thing, because it's more than, me going to score that touchdown. It's probably, outside looking in, the whole process of this thing, being in Tennessee, not going great, and continuing to just persevere and try to do what I can and lean on Him through the hard times. And I feel like that's what it's about more than anything.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, I'm always having fun. I get to play football. It's like PE. It's my job. I'm chilling, enjoying it.
When you see Brett Favre's announcement of Parkinson's disease, what do you think about that as a player?
I didn't even know that. That's sad more than anything. I mean, stuff like that you can't control, and I mean, you feel like you can control it, but at the end of the day, nobody really knows, and I really have to do my research. I'm not really familiar of all that entails, but many prayers are going up for him. Like I said, I didn't know, but it's definitely the negative side of this game, and why we take all these safety precautions, and why the PA and everybody involved try to you got the guardian caps and everything else. And that's sad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Am I playing? Day by day. We'll see. I am limited, yes.
Are you a little less limited this week than you were last week?
Yeah, I mean, we're building it up for sure. Every day is a little bit better, and it's kind of just based on how I'm feeling, and kind of just basing off of like practice today, how I'm feeling, and going from there.
Do you feel like you're moving any better today than you were end of last week?
Yeah, definitely,
Really?
definitely. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting better every day, and moving around, getting out there and practicing, things like that is feeling better.
How can you tell that your mobility is better? Is it just a feel thing, or do you actually sense that you're able to get away from things differently? I know they're not coming at you.
Yeah, I mean, that's just comes down to running in practice, doing the drill work in practice, things like that, and just having a feel of my body.
How close were you to being able to go last week?
I was close. I was pretty close. I was pushing it all week, trying to get myself ready, but at the end of the week, we just determined I wasn't there yet where I wanted to be.
Ways you can test, like crazy throws you might have to make in a game, whether it's, off balance, 1 foot, all those kind of things. Do you try to work on that stuff, test yourself on that, or are you just more basic?
Yeah, no, it's more basic for sure. That sort of stuff will just happen in a game. I don't think you need to test that or anything. So it's more running, and we're just working on drops and more basic stuff.
Jordan, I asked Matt on Monday if he took team reps last week since he wasn't telling us.
And he said you did. Did you take your reps, or did you take the scout team reps to get some work?
Team reps. Team reps.
So when you're able to do that and you're able to work out before the game, how do you kind of measure your progress toward being yourself?
Yeah, I think every day I was pushing myself a little bit harder, and at the end of the day, it's all a feel thing. It's feeling my body, feeling if I'm pushing too much, and my body's kind of just listen to my body talking to me. And the workout pregame Sunday, I felt like I was moving around pretty well, and my body was responding well to it. So.
When you did the warm-ups in Tennessee, did you know already going into the warm-ups, going out there, that wasn't going to happen, or are you making these decisions after the warm-up?
No, yeah, we knew that morning I was going to push it. That was more just a workout to keep building up and ramping my body up.
Jordan, what's it going to be like seeing Aaron Jones on the other sideline, and what do you take away from your 4 years with him as a teammate?
Yeah, I think it'll be awesome to be able to see Jonesy again. Aaron Jones is phenomenal teammate, phenomenal player, one of my favorite all-time players for sure. Obviously the situation sucks that he's on the other side, and for him, first game back in Lambeau after being gone, I'm sure there'll be a lot of emotions there for him and things like that. But I'm excited to see him again, and he's having a great start to the year so far.
Could you share one story from his time here off the field that just told you what type of person he was, what type of guy he was?
Yeah, there's so many stories. I think even just Aaron Jones making time when we got some guys together in the offseason to come out to California. He's a very busy guy, and he made time to come out there. And he was the leader of our offense here before, and he was always showing signs of just the way he carried himself, the way he led as a leader, and things like that. So definitely meant a lot. But I can't say enough good things about Aaron Jones and just the person he is too. He's a great person.
I know that his dad grew up a Cowboys fan. He grew up in Texas. Every time he went to Texas, he had a really good game. Do you expect to see his absolute best on Sunday when he comes back here?
Yeah, I think he always puts his absolute best on the field every time he touches the field. So I definitely expect nothing less.
Is there more priority on going up against a 3-0 Vikings team, getting you back, than an 0-2 Titans team on the road? Does that even matter, who the opponent is as far as your injury is concerned?
As far as my injury concerned, like I said, I'm trying to push it, and I've been trying to get back as fast as I can, no matter who the opponent was. But definitely, you look at this week, and NFC North opponent, a 3-0 team, really good team. So it would definitely mean a lot to be able to get back and push myself to get back for this game.
Jordan, speaking of whoever the opponent is, if you want to come, I know everybody's got good pass rushers, but the team that's leading the league in sacks and you're dealing with your knee, what's the challenge in making sure that you're mobile enough in the pocket and getting out of the pocket against a pass rush like this?
Yeah, I think I don't think no matter what team it is you're talking about, that's always the goal, is to get the ball to your hands as fast as possible. Anytime you're holding the ball or just sitting in the pocket, those guys are really good on the other side, and they're going to find a way to get home. So it's always trying to get the ball out of my hands as quick as possible, and we'll do some good things protection-wise to be able to stop that. But at the end of the day, they're, like I said, they're a good defense. They got really good rushers, and Flores does a really good job of sending a lot of pressures. It's an exotic defense, so you just got to be locked in to be able to pick some of that stuff up. But at the end of the day, it's football, and there's always a risk of getting sacked, getting hit. So like I said, trying to get the ball out of my hands as fast as possible.
Jordan, if you are able to play, could you just put into words what it would mean like to finally step on Lambeau Field this season and just be with the team? Yeah,
it would be it'd be special. It would be my first home game here at Lambeau playing, so it'd be definitely mean a lot. And it was it's tough to watch. Obviously the Colts game from the sideline, but it's part of it. It's part of the injury process and just playing the game. So if I'm ready to go, I'm definitely going to be very excited and very, very ready.
Everyone talks about this Minnesota defense says it's tough to figure out what they're in, what they're doing. What makes it so tough to say what they're doing out there and what kind of coverages, pressures they're doing?
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff, and I think their players are all pretty in tune where they can have different guys playing different positions and moving around on every play. So they make coverages look the same with guys at different positions, send different pressures. They make it all look the same at the end of the day. So, I think they're coached up very well, and they all have a great idea of where they need to be. And I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to being able to decipher what they're doing, and then at the snap of the ball, trying to figure out, are they coming, are they bluffing, so things like that. But they do so much stuff that it is hard, to kind of have an idea what they're going pre-snap. So a lot of that stuff, you just got to feel it post-snap.
Jordan, from your seat in the meeting rooms and the film rooms the last couple of weeks, how did the coaches get Malik to where he was or where he is now? Who was instrumental in that, and what did you see as the work that led to that?
Yeah, I think that's the cool part about our quarterback room, especially Tom Clemens, is it doesn't matter who's in there. He's going to coach everybody the same. He's going to tell you exactly what you need to know. When we go back in there and watch film, if you mess up, he's going to tell you what you need to be doing, and just sticks to that plan. It doesn't matter who's in, so that's the great part about that. But all the coaches, Matt, Steno, they did a great job getting Malik ready, and then Malik, he did a great job preparing through the week, putting in a lot of extra time, just studying the plan and making sure he's dialed in with everything he's doing. But can't give. He did a lot of work to get himself ready.
How many questions would he ask you? A lot of questions as the week would go on?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's one of those things. We sit next to each other in the meeting room and just talk about a lot of things and footwork and if he might have did something wrong on this play, just correct him, saying this is what we do. And then obviously, like I said, he did a great job to be able to lock all that stuff in and then go out there on the field and correct a lot of that stuff.
Fellow quarterback who's had to learn this offense, what has impressed you the most with what he's been able to do so far?
Yeah, I think just able to find those completions, move the ball down the field. We haven't, besides penalties, we haven't really had a lot of negative plays. So he's getting the ball out, he's not taking any sacks, and he's just avoiding those negative plays, which is able to keep the offense moving. And he's made some big-time throws, he's made some big-time scrambles, and he's played at a really high level so far.
There's a former Packers quarterback. Unfortunate news this week with Favre announcing of the Parkinson's. Have you had any kind of relationship with him? And in that regard, he also alluded it to hits to the head, something that you've ever thought about or you just can't think about. Is that just your thought on that?
Yeah, I did see the news, and definitely be praying for Brett. It's a very tough situation, and I think in terms of playing the game, taking hits to the head, it's one of those things that we know the risk as players. We know what we signed up for, and it's out there. But it's one of those things you don't think about as a player. You just go out there and play, and give it your all, give it your best, and kind of just leave it all on the field.
Back to Spas' question about the Vikings. After the 49ers game, Brock Purdy told Flores that their scheme was insane. Is it more difficult than a typical defense, and is it any different than what you saw in Week 17 last year?
Yeah, no, it's about the same. They got some new faces over there for sure, but like Brock said, it's like I said before too, it's a challenging defense. They do a lot of different things and they mix it up a good amount on every play. And like I said, Flores does a really good job of coaching those guys up and mixing things up. But it's a tough defense. It's not going to sugarcoat it, But you got to be able to go out there and play the game and find those completions and just kind of get the ball rolling and take advantage of what they do.
Jordan, I don't know how much you knew about Malik before he got here, but when you see him with the ball in his hands and in the open field running, did you know that he was that good of an athlete or that, was that really impressive to you when you first started to see him?
Yeah, definitely. No, I've known Malik. We actually share same agent, Dave Mulugeta, so we've worked together in the off season, doing some workouts, things like that, while he was in Tennessee. So yeah, I've known Malik. I watched him coming out of college a lot too. So I knew what type of player he was. I knew he's a very dynamic athlete, and obviously when he was in Tennessee too, I watched a lot of his preseason games, rooting for him. So it's no surprise. I think a lot of guys in the locker room knew what kind of player he is too. So it's no surprise. Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's very cool to watch, and I think the most impressive part is just like we said, he's got here 2-3 weeks ago, so be able to go out there and play the way he's doing, and just play mistake-free football and at a high level is I think that's the most impressive part.
Two more for Jordan. What are your feelings if he's run so well, if they put in a package of plays for him, goal line, short yardage, whatever?
Yeah, I think I could do the same thing.
Jordan, I'm curious though, talking to guys that have come back from MCLs, they say they think about it a lot going into the game, and once you start playing, you stop thinking about it. You think you can do that too, and how important is that to not have it in any way kind of affecting your thought process?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's like we talked about the mental aspect of having an injury and trying to overcome it, and knowing that you're not going to be 100%. But I mean, that's like I said before, that's kind of the territory you're in, and with dealing with the injury is just knowing you're not going to be 100%. So definitely not putting any weight on trying to, you got to protect yourself, but not thinking about re-injuring myself or the risk of that. Just going out there and playing, and if it happens, it happens. Control what I control at the end of the day, and try and protect myself as best I can, and just hope that those things don't happen.
Can you draw on your experience from college? You had the meniscus deal. Is it two totally separate things, or can you draw on that experience as you come back from this?
Yeah, no, they're similar. Both knee injuries. So college, I played with a knee brace and got surgery at the end of the year. So it's one of those things where you just play through it, you know what I mean, and just find ways to go out there and battle.
Hey everybody, it's two guys who went to school for this stuff and one guy who didn't, with three things. Mike, you're up.
Well, the journalist in me will start with the non-update update, which is that Jordan Love is still practicing. He's still limited. He's feeling better. We don't know if he's going to play. So that aside, I'm going to throw some numbers out here, Larry. 8 number of sacks the Packers had last week. First time in 20 years or whatever it was they had that many in a game. The Vikings have 16 this year, which leads the league. So protecting the quarterback certainly will be a priority. A couple other numbers for you. 26 penalties, 196 yards for the Packers so far this year. Not where Green Bay wants to be. Minnesota's opponents, 24 penalties, 213 yards. The Vikings have certainly benefited from flags against the other guys, so the Packers want to get that cleaned up this week.
Weston.
Larry, that week is here. The Green Bay Packers are playing Aaron Jones for the first time. And it was kind of a trip down memory lane for me a little bit going through locker room on Wednesday, talking to all these guys that spent so much time with him, played so much football with him, defenders that are now finally going to have to tackle him to the ground for the first time as far as trying to actually get this guy and stop him and contain him in a game. But one of the things that really stood out to me is the person. And you have to shove that all the way aside. This is show business. It's not show friends. But the indelible impact that Aaron Jones left on that locker room, I think it's reflected also in a guy by the name of Emmanuel Wilson, who is now a second-year player, is taking a big step forward in this offense. And listening to Emmanuel and seeing what it was like kind of sharing a meeting room with him, being there with him on the day out and day in, this is a guy that now is playing some big snaps for the Green Bay Packers. And while Josh Jacobs and Emmanuel Wilson are the 1-2 right now for Green Bay, Aaron Jones had something to do with that maturation and that number 31.
I'm going to take a page out of Mike's playbook. I've got some stats for you. The Vikings allow 3.6 a carry. They also allow an opponent's passer rating of 71.5. They are number 2 in the league after 3 games in points allowed. But I will counter with this stat from the Green Bay Packers. They are at +7 in the turnover ratio, number 1 in the league, and as we all know, that's the key stat when it comes to winning or losing. So despite all those gaudy numbers from the Vikings, we say, bring it on. And that's 3 guys with 3 things.
Danger they both crave when they put on a show. She likes when he takes control.